Okay, this is going to be the video for people who choose the number 1. And if you haven't already watched the introductory part of the experiment, you should take a look, because it's going to give you an idea of what this is about, and you should be able then to make sense of the card that comes up. If you haven't seen the introduction, you may not get it. And so I'm just doing a quick shuffle here, and then cut into 3 piles, and then so to the left, turn the middle one, and gather up. And so it's ready now. So I'll do one last shuffle, and so number 1 is going to be this one, the Ace of Cups. So Ace is 1, so it's time of beginnings. So because it's a time of beginnings, it may mean that you should do things you haven't done before, or now is the time to do things that you had been planning to do, and maybe you felt like doing something but you've been putting it off. Now is the time to actually start what it is that you had wanted to start. An ace, because 10 is 1 plus 0 gets you back to 1 again, we could think of the ace as being like the last bit of the previous cycle. So you're better off if you begin the new project or the new process or the new relationship or the new whatever it is that we're talking about, having thought through what happened the last time in that particular area. So let's say you're beginning a new job. Think through what happened in your old job, the last one you were in, and make sure that if you did something that was obviously a mistake, make sure you don't do that, make that same mistake again, because this is a fresh beginning, and it's a good idea to not begin by repeating the mistakes that you know are mistakes. Okay. Cups represents emotion, so if it's describing you, then you have enthusiasm. I'm trying not to think of another card at the moment, but if you put emotion into something, you're going to get better results. So rather than being indifferent or expecting problems, if you figure out what it is that you want to do, and maybe this is just step 1, but it's a good idea to have a picture in mind of what the final outcome is that you want. Because if you know a final outcome, you're more likely to put your energy into it, or to put your enthusiasm into the project. Let's say somebody, if there's something that you really don't want to do, how are you going to handle it? You'll go through the motions and you'll try a bit, but then you can't be bothered and you won't try anymore. Whereas if you know that the kinds of things that are happening now, represented by this card, are only step 1 that is going to take you to a destination or a final outcome that you want and that you can see the value of and that you're enthusiastic about, then you're going to get off to a better start. Okay, Cups represents home, loved ones, family, and so on. So with the Ace of Cups, it maybe is going to indicate that you've just met somebody, or you're about to meet somebody with whom you're going to have a good and fulfilling and satisfying relationship. That's called because the card is upright. If it had been upside down, I would have said a meeting that doesn't really take you in the direction you want to go, but it is upright. So generally speaking, things are good for you, things are good around you. It's time for new steps, time for new beginnings. So when a possibility or an opportunity presents itself, go for it. At least make that first step and make the connection, and start moving in a direction that is more one that you want, or one that you have an interest in. So it could be a person that you're going to meet. It could be, and let's say maybe you're in a relationship and you've been going through a bad spell. This Ace of Cups is an indication that you've been through the bad stuff. You've got the chance for a new beginning, so take advantage of it. And knowing the mistakes you made in the past, don't repeat them, but at the same time, don't live in the past, because this moment is all there ever is. You know, there's people in Alcoholics Anonymous, for instance, talk about, just for today, I'm not going to drink anything. I can have what I drink tomorrow. The thing is, tomorrow never comes, because it's always today. And in the same way, maybe with the Ace of Cups, understand that this present moment is all there is. And so, like Kipling in his poem called If, he says there, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. So he's saying every moment is different, every moment has potential, so make the most of it and enjoy it and do great things with every moment of your life, so that at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the year, you can look back and know that you did the best that you could, and you actually put an awful lot of energy into your life, and you got that much more out of it. So that's for number one, and ideally you're going to leave comments or you're going to email me and you're going to say how much sense that makes or how much sense that made. So I'm going to switch the camera off, and then in a minute I'll pick card number 2.